I don't wanna wait for my life to be over, so I do it now.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Transphemerate quick draft on Magic Arena. The avatar hype is over, unfortunately, so here we are into the Lost Caverns of Ixilan, LCI quick draft. Now I've played a few of these in the past, but I'm not nearly as familiar with it as I am with some of the newer sets. So we'll take a look and see what's going on. As of course we try to hit that trophy. So here we've got a threefold Thunderhawk as the rare. Enters with 3+1 counters. Create a bunch of gnomes. 7 mana for 6/6 worth of power. Sacrifice artifacts. Put +1 counters on it. Seems like it's a good payoff for certain builds of decks, but I'm not sure it's going to be too easy to draft around. The uncommons here, Ruin Lurker Bat, which is just quite a nice card. Flying the lifelink and getting to scry pretty frequently. I like this double coloured card. It's sort of one of those signpost uncommons that they have in a lot of drafts to sort of pull you towards a certain colour pairing. This is the Rakdos colours, and it's all about descending, so having permanence hit your graveyard from anywhere. So if you descended, each opponent may discard a card or sacrifice a permanent of their choice, or they take 3 damage. I feel like for 2 mana and a 2/2 with Death Touch, that may well be the way that we go. Otherwise, we've got a 3 mana exile a creature. I do like Mephitic Draft as a decent sort of spell. I feel like green is quite powerful here because there's quite a bit of ramp. You've got dinosaurs gaining some life. You've got the Discover lands. Deconstruction Hammer's nice as well. Can sack to destroy some enchantments, give it a little bit of a buff. Contested Ball Game sort of bounces back and forth. I don't think that's quite what we're looking for. I'm going to first pick this Zoyawa Lava Tongue. Zoyawa, and see what we get. Ooh. Okay, maybe we change things almost immediately. I mean, Gishath is a bit of a bomb, can go dinosaurs. I think hopefully there should be enough fixing to go for it. It is the sort of bomb that if you play it, you basically win the game. It's just a matter of whether or not the games are going to last long enough to be able to actually get there. Because here, I mean, you've got things like Exili's Lawkeeper at Uncommon. You've got some lands that really do sort of help. Because otherwise here, I think the pick would be maybe a Fanatical Offering. Sacrifice an artifact or creature, which triggers the Descending to draw 2 cards and create a map. The map helps with Descending as well. The Spike Tail is not too bad either. Blade Master, artifact synergy with a lot of your sacrificing artifacts, not too bad. But I think I'm going to take Gishath and figure out where we go from here. Okay, so we don't have any. We've got Sunbird Standard, which is a little bit of ramp. Can craft into say a 3/3. Maybe if we get another tri-coloured card or a 2/2 which taps for 1 or 2 or 3. Don't think the Capricotti Sunborn is going to be the way we go. Not with the dinosaurs. Explorer's Cache. Don't think that's going to be quite what we're after either. I might take the Sunbird just to see if we can get that Gishath ramped out. Plus it does sort of fit in the Zoyawa deck because of the crafting with the sacrifice. Here's something like a Poison Dart Frog. I think that may well be a good pickup here, just a little bit more ramp. It's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I think here Curator of Sun's Creation. Got the Cavern Stompers as well to hit from the Gishath. But I think the Curator here, because it's going to... Oh no, that's Reveal, that's not Discover. That's the other dinosaur that discovers. Could go Buried Treasure just for another little bit of ramp. Might just take the Cavern Stomper here just as a dinosaur, because that's the only dinosaur I've currently got is Gishath. So I'm going to take it just to see if we can hit into it quite nicely. Giving something Vigilance. I think here we might actually just take the removal. Giving the Hotfoot haste, I mean Gishath already has haste, it's also not a dinosaur. And the removals, it's not bad, but it certainly could be better. Tapping down a creature, probably not going to be playing in blue here, or black, unfortunately, with a Rampaging Spiketail. Now, Dowling Device is a really nice card, just because it really does synergize nicely with artifacts. Here we can tap 8 to discover 10. Destroying some artifacts and enchantments. It is at sorcery speed, unfortunately. I'm actually just going to take the Dowsing Device, just because if I do get some nice artifact payoffs, it's really not the end of the world. It's actually quite a nice card, and just in the red it does sort of splash with the Gishath. Here I'd probably take Caslim's Stone Tree, just again 3 mana, ramps in, top 6 cards of the library, it's really not too bad. I don't think the Disturbed Slumber is what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm really trying to race into this 8 mana for Gishath as quickly as possible. Here, giving my creatures hexproof can be actually really quite nice with the Gishath. I'm going to take another Stone Tree just to have that mana ramping. Here, Walk with the Ancestors is probably pretty good, because if Gishath does die, which, you know, pretty likely, can always go bring it back. Can create a map token with the Cartographer's Companion, but I think here I might take the Over the Edge. Again, it can help get some lands. Might take a Compass Gnome, is actually kind of nice fixing. It's not ideal. Here, Buried Treasure again for some more ramp, but it's one-off ramp, which isn't as nice as getting sort of permanent mana sources. Alright. I think pack 2, I mean Abuelo is super fun, really fun commander, sort of blinking things. I mean, again, when my name's Transphemerate, you know that if this was pack 1 pick 1, I'd be absolutely taking the Abuelo and running some sort of blink deck. But given we're pivoting and walking pretty hard into wanting dinosaurs and ramp, the Scytheclaw Raptor is going to be the way to go. 3 mana 4/3 that does deal some damage if someone tries to counter my things, if they try and use removal spells on my things. Oh, there's something like the Master's Guide Mural with Abuelo, just bouncing it every turn, creating a 4/4 white and blue artifact creature. Pretty solid. Here we've got a nice fight spell, which, well, a pseudo fight spell, which has got the upside. Staggering size is kind of nice. Potentially even a 1 mana Seeker of Sunlight might be the pick here. Just a 1 mana play that can explore later into the game, which will grow it, which will get some more card selection. Bit of Offerings is quite nice just for some fixing, but I'm not sure that's what I'm going to be going for. Could also take the Plundering Pirate to create a treasure token, but I've already got 4 cards at 3, and I'd want to be taking something that helps me just curve out a little bit early. Deep Cavern Bat, I mean, is just a multi-format all-star. Absolutely great card. Very frustrating to play against. Works really well in sort of the Kaito, Dimir, mid-range package, as well as, you know, your mono black or your black white. Taking a card from hand's always just a good little bit of disruption. Enigma Jewel's fun, but again, you really do have to build around it, and in draft, chances of actually being able to build around it are much more slim. So we're going to take one of the cards in colour. I think I could take the Melamet Brawler again. I'm not sure the Hotfoot Gnome's what we're after. Thousand Moons Infantry, not really what we're after. Melamet Veteran, but we've already got quite a few high cost cards, and we're not sort of looking at descending too much, whereas the Brawler can give some of our bigger creatures trample. I mean, Gishath already has trample, but the Cavern Stomper doesn't, just a little bit more evasion. Here I think it's a pretty snap pick, Thrashing Brontodon. This is a fantastic card. Did see a little bit of constructed play at times as well. Really nice on sort of value. 3 mana 3/4, 1 to sacrifice and destroy an artifact or enchantment, and in this set where artifacts and enchantments are pretty plentiful, Spelunking, fantastic card, really nice, enjoy it, but I think we're going to have to go with the Seismic Monstrosaur. We only have 2 dinosaurs at this point, or 3 dinosaurs with the Brontodon, but we're really wanting to get some more of those here. The Armoured Kincaller coming back in this pack. I mean, not coming back, but we saw it in pack 1, so we'll be taking that. Here, I think the option is Atali's favour. The +1/+1 in trample plus the discover 3 on entry is always quite nice. I love Volatile Fault as sort of a hate piece in some decks, and I think in Commander it's really not too bad either. But Atali's favour is going to be my pick here. On to the last pick of this rotation, and I'm not too keen on anything here. Might take the Tectonic Hazard, just maybe even just as a sideboard card for if anything gets super scary. Cosmian Blast is not bad removal. I mean, it's it's Razor Rings but worse. Razor Rings from the Avatar set, no excess life gain. But I think I'm going to take the Family Reunion just as a little board wipe, a little bit of protection. Here I'll take the Miner's Guidewing. 1-drop, it's got flying, it's vigilant, and it explores one of my creatures on death. Here I'll take the Thousand Moons Infantry. I could actually just take the Marauding Brine Fang and just hope that I hit it with the Gishath, but I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to play the white card anyway. Here, I don't really want another Family Reunion. I'll take the Hunter's Blowgun. Might end up playing it, likely end up going to cut it. Here, Daring Discovery can be a really nice late game win. 3 target creatures not being able to block and a discover. It's kind of nice. Take a second Blowgun, which we won't end up playing, and an island. Here into pack 3, we've got a few good options. Our rare is Matzanlanti, the Great Door, where for 3 you can loot and then 4 tap to transform only if there are 4 or more permanent types. So that is Artifact, Battle, Creature, Enchantment, Land, and Planeswalker. So it's Delirium for the most part. How often am I going to have more than 4 drawing a card and discarding a card on 3? I mean, the X of any one colour where X is the number of permanents in the yard is a really nice ramp, especially in the late game. That selection is pretty nice, but I'm not sure. I'll definitely keep it in mind. Alternatively, we've got the Dusk Rose Reliquary. Can exile an artifact or creature. It has ward, but I need to sacrifice an artifact or creature early. I don't think I'm going to have enough artifacts or creatures realistically that I'm wanting to sacrifice to make that sort of removal worth it. Got this Raccoon, which can return permanent from my graveyard to my hand if I've got 4 or more permanent cards. And I've also got the Dynatomatron, which I really like. A 4-drop 4/3 with Menace itself is pretty good. Creatures I control gaining Menace is really nice as well. But with the Plane Cycler and it's a dinosaur, it does both of the main things that I'm looking for. Sort of some fixing, make sure I hit my planes to be able to get those 3 colours, and a dinosaur to hit with Gishath should we get to that point in the game. Here we've got a capybara. I love the art for this. It is so adorable, it's so cute. I think all of the birds are colourful, having the capybara with all of that shine on it as well, and it just looks so regal. It knows absolutely what it's doing, it's relaxing, it's got all its friends around him, having a great time. Sunfire Torch is kind of nice as well. Panicked Altasaur, 4/5 that taps to deal 2 damage to an opponent, so you can keep it back as a blocker but then tap it to deal damage at the end of the turn. But I think the Colossodactyl is what I'm going to be going for here. It's a 4/5 creature, reach and trample for 4. I think it's a pretty good rate. Ooh, got a Mischievous Pup for a little bit of protection. Not quite sure if that's exactly what we're after here, but it's not too bad at all. Landmark, just to scry, but again, crafting with artifacts not really what we're going to be doing. Same with the Adaptive Gem Guard. Other 2 uncommons in blue. I mean, End by Piranha is really fun. Very, very flavourful. Here, could have the Melamet Scythe just for a quick sort of +2/+2 buff, but I'm not sure that's going to be quite worth it. Let's take the Mischievous Pup just in case I do need. I'll put him aside for now, but we'll, when we're building, might change things around there. Guardian of the Great Door, not going to be able to have that many artifacts, creatures, or lands on 2 for that to have a good chance of doing things. We've already got one Atali's Favour, could certainly take another one, but I'm actually going to take the Whiteley's Final Strike just as another piece of removal, because at the moment I have, in terms of removal, not very much. We've got, where is it? The Quicksand Whirlpool is removal. We have nothing else really. I mean, we've got Over the Edge as artifact removal. Little bit of, yeah, removal is something we are certainly looking for, which means I think this is a very nice pick to have. It's only the second piece of removal because I don't really consider Tectonic Hazard removal here. Ooh, Twists and Turns is kind of nice. You know, 1 drop, instead scry 1 and explore. When it enters, a creature explores. I've also got the Soaring Sandwing, but I think the Twists and Turns is going to be a nicer option. We do have a little bit of exploring going on, not a huge amount, but enough to make it worthwhile playing, I think. Helping Hand, very nice card. Sorcery Speed, sort of one of the biggest downsides, but still quite nice. Take out the Tectonic Hazard. What are we going to be able to get back? Guidewing, Seeker of Sunlight, a Malamet Brawler, Poison Dart Frog, Compass Gnome, Scytheclaw Raptor, Armored King Caller, and a Thrashing Brontodon, the Sunbird. I mean, we've got a lot of targets, but I might want the... Yeah, I don't have much at 4, and at the moment we're sort of, yeah, really heavy on 3, but not at 4, so as opposed to that, I am going to take my Dynatomatron. Go back to this view here. Ancestor's Aid is not too bad. It's sort of a 1 mana investment because you get 1 mana back for plus 2/0 and first strike. But here I'm just going to take another Monster Sword because the Mountain Cycling is always handy. Helps me hit land drops basically every single turn. And a Nurturing Bristleback might actually be the way to go here as well. I don't think the Jade Seed Stones is going to be... I mean, it's quite a nice card, but again, crafting it for 7/7... I'm going to be wanting to hit as many dinosaurs as I can, and using them as land cyclers as well, certainly not the end of the world. Here, take the Chart of the Volcano or the Landmark. Neither of them I'm really too excited for. I just take the Gargantuan Leech just because it's a fun card. I enjoy the Leech. Sunshot Militia here, tapping down as a sorcery to deal 1 damage. Not really what I'm looking to be doing. Again, Fanatical Offering another chance. I'm going to take this 3rd Stone Tree, but we will be definitely looking at getting rid of some of them. Again, don't think there's anything we want here. We'll just have more dinosaurs. Take a 2nd Buried Treasure. That might not be too bad. I do like the discovering from the yard as well, if you are in a pickle. Another Malamet Brawlers. Cave Worm, who looks like he's having a good bit of fun. He's quite large for a 2/5. And Didact Echo, which looks like he's, yeah, drawing a nice little bit of music around. Take the Frilled Cave Worm and a Family Reunion. So that's the draft itself. Let's get into the deck building, see what we're going to be able to come up with. Shift it back into the other layout just so you can see the curve a little bit better. So 49 cards at the moment. Can probably look at playing 16 or maybe even 15 lands just because we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 Plane Cyclers, which more or less count as lands. The Castlem Stone Trees, which count as lands, kinda. So here I'm probably going to get rid of 2 of the Stone Trees. One of the Brawlers, because yes, it's nice, but I've got other things that I want to be doing it too, I believe. Probably get rid of the Compass Gnome, just because it puts it on top, and I've got enough fixing. I could take out the Sunbird Standard here as well. Only problem here is because so many of my dinosaurs are actually the land cyclers as well, that it could be worth keeping sort of maybe 1 more to play 16 lands. The Buried Treasure's fine. It is a one-off useful mana, but the chances that I'm actually going to be using it an awful lot, a little bit slim. I might keep the Hunter's Blowgun just as a little bit of protection. Death Touch during my turn to hopefully stop it from being blocked quite as easily, and then Reach to block flyers on their turn. The Over the Edge will be nice just to have as a one-off. Hartley's Final Strike for removal. Atali's Favour to get quite a bit here. Take out the Sunbird Standard for now. And what are we looking at? So here we've got 42 cards. We've got 15 lands. So 15, we'll say 16, 17. 17, maybe, yeah, so we can go to 18 lands as a total number. I think we'll just be keeping with the 15 for now. What's my colours? Might add one more green and take out a white. I've certainly got the double red pips, and I can plain cycle. No, I'll actually take out a mountain for it because I've got the double mounted cyclers and I've only got the one plain cycler, so it's going to be easier for me to hit those mountains and the Castlem Stone Tree as well. Now, what are my next two cuts? I do want to probably keep all of those one costs, so potentially we could cut the Malamet Brawler. Potentially we could cut one of the Buried Treasures. And potentially we could cut maybe a Hunter's Blowgun if that's not really what I'm wanting to be doing super early. Do I have anything that's gonna... a lot of my stuff has reach anyway. The Death Touch, my crit's gonna be big enough to threaten pretty big attacks anyway. So I might actually, yeah, cut the Hunter's Blowgun. Definitely want one Buried Treasure. It's just whether or not I want the two Buried Treasures. No, we'll go this. We'll go... keep the family reunion just for maybe a bit of protection. And what else have I got for protection? Nothing really. I want to keep the Castlem Stone Tree just to be able to get a land onto the battlefield. And I think that's it. I think we're going to keep, yeah, all of the high-end creatures here. Just because if Gishath does come out and we hit, hit what, 6 cards, would be quite nice. Even if I get, play Gishath, I should be winning. Dinosaur, definitely want the Atali's favour, because it does actually have quite a bit that it can discover into, because it's value 3 or less, so all of this, none of them are really going to be too upsetting to either get in hand or play on the fly. And we'll just run into it like this, see how we go. Especially after that pack 1, pick 1, picking one of those signpost uncommons, to see a pack 2 bomb like Gishath come through, I think not a bad pivot to make. And I think quite a bit of fixing, quite a lot of nice stuff going on here, so we'll see if we can have a nice bit of success. So here I think is the problem, where I don't have any other cyclers, and I've only got 2 planes, so this is going to be a mulligan here. Don't have anything too early on and would want a little bit more interaction. This is slightly better. I've got a mountain cycler, but getting a mountain's not going to be the nicest, so I'll keep 6. What I might get rid of here is the Malamet Brawler, because if I do have a green source, I'm going to be playing the Poison Dart Frog anyway, as opposed to the Brawler. Alright, got a Visage of Dread. They're going to choose probably the Seismic Monstrosaur. No, the Dart Frog. Okay, so we're gonna mountain, and we're just gonna mountain cycle here. Not exactly what we wanted. I've got the Gishath in hand, which would have been really nice if we did keep other things going on. They're gonna cycle at the end of turn. I mean, the reason I cycled then is because they basically knew what I had in hand. So the benefits of being able to potentially, I mean, I draw a mountain anyway, but less likely to draw a land on that turn. Oof. Play this here. I mean, if they attack, I can potentially quicksand whirlpool, but it's not really what we're after. Resolve, mill a card. I'll take the 2 damage here. So if I draw a green, ooh, okay. Not a bad little wonderful. We have forest. We're going to walk with the ancestors, return the Poison Dart Frog, and discover 4. I'm going to put that in hand. Ooh, oops. No, I couldn't. That was a little bit of a mistake, because I can cast it without paying its mana cost. So having a 1/1 blocker would have been kind of nice. We're going to have 7 and then 8 mana. So I'm almost up to a Gishath. Mountain. What I'm going to do here, play the Poison Dart Frog, play the Miner's Guidewing, And I am going to end the turn. When this attacks, I'm going to, if it attacks, I'm going to destroy it. Otherwise, I'll get rid of either the Soul Core Viper or the Screaming Phantom. I will be blocking, I think, the Phantom with the Guide Wing, because the Explore to potentially get this 8th land for Gishath is going to be more helpful for me than keeping it back as a blocker. Oh, exile a card from my hand. I think that's fine. I think we'll just exile over the edge, because I do want the removal potential for Flightley's first strike, or final strike, sorry. What's their play? If they tap out and I manage to get a land, I'll be quite happy. Okay, they're gonna, yeah. What have they got? The ability to bring back. It's a rampaging Spike Tail. Past blockers, block with the Guide Wing, and we'll go Poison Dart Frog. Thrashing Brontodon. Oh, it's a little bit rough, but I do kind of desperately need to draw that mana source, so I'd rather pop that into the bin. They're going to Soul Coil Viper onto... Yep, that makes sense. Make the... Oof, not exactly what I was after, but Scytheclaw Raptor I can do. And then I can pass the turn and kill the rampaging Spiketail if it decides it wants to attack by Quicksand Whirlpooling it. Yeah, no attacks. Really am just holding out for this Gishath. What are we doing? Poison Dart Frog. Now that is a little bit more unfortunate. I could just go Flightley's Final Strike and kill the Mineshaft Spider. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just to get rid of a body. I'll take 4. 5/3 blocker, which I may as well at this point just sort of throw in front of the Spike Tail, because I imagine that's going to be attacking with the Screaming Phantom. Yep. No blocks. Not really the button that I was off. And there's the land, so we're going to go Quicksand Whirlpool and hope that I can't... that I don't die on this next turn, because I can block the snail. If they have removal, I mean, I really probably should have blocked. Sort of just hasted through that. Cool, and that's going to be game. Oh, unfortunate that I wasn't able to get that last mana that I needed for the Gishath. That would have been a real game changer. But again, if we're going big in the hopes that that's the way that we win the game, there's always going to be the risk of not being able to ramp out quickly enough. The most unfortunate thing is that that land that I drew the turn after they decided they were going to finally kill the frog, which was my way into winning the game. Game 2 coming along here, and hopefully we have slightly better luck. Not that that was too terrible whatsoever, but certainly not a win. And a win is always what we're looking for. I feel relatively confident about the deck. It was yeah, a little bit slow on not getting that green mana. Again, if we had the green mana a little bit earlier, it could have made a bit of a difference. But I think we managed to get ourselves into not a bad spot. Skipping through, pressing no blocks on that attack when really I was going to be killing the Swampasaur the turn after anyway was certainly a misplay. Certainly a misclick. Definitely wanted to declare blockers there. Some reason I think I just sort of resolved all through some things. Here I think this is a little bit better, even though we don't have a green, but we've got a play on 3, which ain't the end of the world. Play a mountain. If we get a play on 2, that's nice, but if we don't, that's also fine. Pass. My turn, play a mountain, play a Cyclor Raptor, and if it survives, got the ability to family reunion to potentially attack into things next turn. I did not, but I will be attacking in for 4, which is a pretty hefty attack. In the turn, if they do try to kill it, I think I'll family reunion here. Got a play on 5, just a Malamet Veteran. Pass to attackers. Oh, that's quite nice. What are we gonna do? Could attack into the veteran, see what they do. Yeah, and then I can walk with the ancestors at back, and I'll get the Discover 4 anyway. Ooh. They decide against it, so I'm just gonna cast this Armored Kincaller. Just gonna say nope. I control another dinosaur, so I'm gonna decline and still gain the life. And if they attack into me, I might family reunion and block the Malamet Veteran. Just to trade, and if they try and kill things, I've got the family reunion to give hexproof. Pretty good spot here. Ooh, Guardian of the Great Door. Very nice. They're going to attack. Wonderful. Block. And family reunion to give my creatures +1/+1. Don't care if I take the 4 damage, I've got enough life at this point. And that gets rid of a 5/4 trampler. Here we've got a mountain. I'm going to go walk with the ancestors onto the Armored Kincaller. Purely to get the Discover trigger going. Oh, Twists and Turns is nice. Play that. Scry 1 and Explore. I do want to have that second forest because that means I can cast the Cavern Stomper and I'll get in for attacks off for a trade. Happy to trade my 4/3 for a flyer. And next turn I can run out the Cavern Stomper. Shame they haven't taken any damage from Cyclor Raptor. I've taken 4 from it as a trigger. Ooh, I'll take 5 from that, that's okay. Still in a pretty good spot here. Always got the ability to gain some more life from the Kincaller when it comes back as well. Ooh, forest. Go transform the enchantment. Play a Cavern Stomper. Get a good scry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gishath next turn. Unless they can deal me 13 damage, I think this is just about a 1 game. They can block 7, they'll take 7, but then I'll just get more and more dinosaurs onto the field. And Mycorn Maze is quite nice as well. Temple of the Mycotent. I'll take the 4. We'll go Gishath. Hoping that they don't have a sort of response for it. Here they could just scoop. Really should have scried the planes to the bottom. Would have been a smarter way of going about things. I hope the Gishath gets a hit in. That would be very nice. What are they planning? Oh, exiling the Quicksand Whirlpool. They'll block, take note, take 7, and hopefully I hit a whole bunch of... Nice. And I think that should spell the end of the game. Since I've got a Reacher to prevent the Gardener, I can just chump block with the Dino Nomatron onto a land, but it's 7. They've got 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they've got 8 mana, so they would be able to. 7 plus +1 count is kind of nice. Then also I can just make it that 3 creatures so that their creatures can't block next turn, which is why I'm sort of happy to do some chumping if needs must. Certainly if they attack in, that is, you know, there's a chance that they can deal me 9 damage here, but I've got a pretty good board state, and they scoop. Very nice. That is what we wanted to do. Again, the Gishath coming down, absolute bomb. exactly what we're after. A card that costs 8 to do. Come down, deal 7 damage, put, 8 mana worth of cards onto the field and secure me a good win. Here we will take this Spellscorn Coven and run to the next game. Wonder what we're gonna come up against here in this next one. I'm reasonably familiar enough with some of the things that go on in this draft format. I've played a few before, but not nearly as knowledgeable about it as others. Poison Dart Frog with Over the Edge Thrashing Bronodon. Yeah. I will be keeping this. Forest first. Poison Dart Frog next turn unless they play some sort of real cool artifacts. Give attacking ability. Tinker's Toe makes a gnome. They're attack for 3. I'm not going to block. I will here play the Thrashing Brontodon out because it blocks the Shipwreck Sentry at this stage. Can sacrifice to deal with quite a few of their artifacts if it survives. Oh, Lodestone Needle. Well, that's a bit unfair again. Not very nice at all. Here, I think I'm just going to play, could either play the Whiteley's Final Strike, the Quicksand Whirlpool, and the Melamet Brawler. Could play the Armored Kincaller, which I think is going to be my play. Because I've got a Dinosaur in play, I would rather just gain the 3 life and have a blocker. I'm not going to reveal anything from hand because I don't need to. And I will happily block the Shipwreck Sentry with it next turn should they want to attack. Looking that they're going to craft with one of their gnomes. I think that's alright by me. Don't see how that's going to be any more or less troubling than them running out more cards from their hand. I mean, it does keep them open to being able to cast other things from their hand, but there's going to be a little bit Herald Scout instead. Got a flashing Cogwork Wrestler. I'll sacrifice Tinker's Toe. No. Oh, Atali's Favour's kind of nice here. Well, it gets me an Explore, and it allows me to actually have a little bit of pressure on the board here. Hopefully I hit something marvellous. Actually, yeah. Chasm Stone Trees, a pretty nice hit. Get myself a Plains. Hopefully. Oh, 3 Plains on the top 6. And I think I'm just going to keep the Kincaller up. If I attack, they have potentially 5, 6, 7 damage on the backswing, and I would, much rather just hang on. Ugh. When the matters. They got too much tap. Got a Forest. Here, I think I'm going to go Whiteley's Final Strike. Killing. Doesn't really matter what I kill at this point. We'll go kill the Pirates in case they can bounce back somehow. And then we'll play this Melamet Brawler, just as a blocker, and attack for 3. If they take, get quite happy, and I'll can throw the Melamet Brawler in front of whatever I want. Really should have targeted the Thrashing Brontodon instead of the Kincaller with the Whiteley's Final Strike, just for that extra 1 point of damage. Would have been the better play to have made. I can distort the crewmate, reveal an artifact or pirate from the top 4. A pirate hat, they get to loot. Shipwreck Sentry gets to attack. I will block with the Brawler, I believe. Yeah, would rather not take 5 at this point. Just take 2. Oh, Dynamitron here is probably quite nice, although the Quicksand Whirlpool on either the Shipwreck Sentry or the Scout is probably going to be a better call. Just get bodies away. I'll keep the Poison Dart Frog mana up for Family Reunion and potentially be able to sack the Thrashing Brontodon. And we'll attack with just the Armored Kincaller because it tramples. They want to block with everything they have, that's fine. Getting 4 damage through is nice. And if they do block with everything, I will cast the Family Reunion to keep the Kincaller alive, I think. Nope. Brilliant. No. Pass the turn. See what their play is. Next turn, if I draw a land, I'm probably going to play the Cavern Stomper. If not, then I can run out the Dynatomatron. Give the Kincaller potentially Menace. Here. It's whether or not I would want to sack the Thrashing Brontodon to kill potentially the Pirate Hat if it equips. At this point, I can just block whatever has the Pirate Hat, and I'm happy for them to get a loot because I've got the Hexproof and the +1/+1 available to me in case there's some sort of trickery. Hitting that Stone Tree off the Atali's favour really did put me in a much better spot than I was in. It's the way that we like things to go. Yep, we're going to equip. I think it's fine by me. They can attack in. They're going to craft the Lodestone Needle. Explore something. Craft. Sure. I'll let that happen. So craft is exile another artifact you control or from the graveyard. They're going to explore into the crewmate. Perfect. That's what we like to see, so it doesn't get a buff. My turn. And we'll happily just take it. Okay, here. I'm actually going to roll out the Guide Wing as opposed to the Dynomatron. So here they will have 5 damage to be able to block the Kincaller, but I do have an over the edge, so I think I'm going to destroy... Should actually destroy the Guidestone Compass, probably the better play, but the Pirate Hat does give the buff that prevents me from attacking this turn. No, I'm going to get rid of that one there, and I'll attack in with both, because I've got the Miner's Guide Wing. Oh, actually, I want to see if they're going to take a trade. Perfect, and I'm going to Family Reunion to give creatures I control +1/+1 during the turn. Trade 2 for 2, essentially, and I've still got blockers up. They don't have an Explorer in play all the time anymore, and next turn, now that I don't have any tricks, I can play the Dynomatron. Ooh, they're paying full mana for the Brontodon kill. Here I will actually just block because I'm happy to get an Explorer off. Get rid of one of their tokens, and Scytheclaw Raptor is a fine card for me to see off the top. It's a 4/3, put some pressure on the board. I'm not going to be casting anything at this point on their turn. Ooh, they're creating a 4/4. That's a little bit tasty. Turns into a 5/5. I play a land, I play a Cavern Stomper. It's a 7/7, I get to scry. Can scry both of those to the bottom, because I'm not sure I really need the land, and I'll pass the turn, because I will happily block the Golem. What does it turn into? Taps to create an artifact. I hope they aren't able to do much about that Cavern Stomper at this stage, because they are looking a little bit dangerous, especially with the Poison Dart Frog tapped. I can't really double block into the Golem token. Would have been nice to have some sort of artifact removal left over for the Master's Guide mural. Yep, they're crafting. And they're going to make another 4/4. Okay. I am going to... Actually going to hold on to the Dynamitron. Because what am I going to give Menace? If I give the Scytheclaw Raptor Menace, I'm just going to die to a gnome. If I give the Cavern Stomper Menace, I kill one of them, but... I think I'm actually going to pass turn and see what they want to do. I'm happy to... Oh! That is not what we wanted to see. Although the double 6 mana playings of the Quicksand Whirlpool are kind of nasty. I mean, go ahead attacks does only have artifacts entered. So if they attack, it's blocked with the Dart Frog. They're going to loot. Pass to blockers. To damage. Going to give my Dart Frog Death Touch. Happy to make that trade. Oof. Now that is very unfortunate because I can't actually play it. Here I'm going to play the Dynamitron, giving the Scytheclaw Raptor Menace, attacking with the Scytheclaw Raptor. So if they want to block, I do kill the Golem, and that's a trade I am happy to make. Yeah. So now I've got a 4-3 with Menace, and they have a 1-1. They don't have an artifact in play at the moment. They can keep making those 4-4s if they have more artifacts, but fingers crossed they are running out of gas. They are not running out of gas. So that's very unfortunate. Might be on the losing end of this one unless I draw, I mean, like another... So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've only got 6, so even if I drew Mountain Cycle... Oh, it's a 5-4 Golem. I think I do just have to block this, though. Even though they get a Discover... Is it going to be better to potentially... Oh, that's not what we like. I just need a Mountain Cycle. I'm thinking, what can I even draw? Like, if I don't draw a mountain, I'm... You know, sort of... Okay, that's going to be game. Wow, their removal was just that little bit tit much. Didn't have the ability to withstand... the constant 4-4 Golem barrage, which isn't surprising, but yeah, really could have held some of that removal that I had for the artifacts and, you know, giving my things hexproof instead of the +1/+1 to get rid of those 2 creatures. Probably a wiser play to play a little bit more slowly, given I wasn't sort of ramping out a whole bunch and wasn't looking at drawing a whole bunch of cards. Plus, once I got the Monstrous Sword down, making it unblockable to a lot of his little creatures was pretty handy. Coming up against a Slip-Ear Toad. Here I think it's pretty great. Hands, I mean, don't have anything for Tali's favour at this point, but hopefully I can draw into something that I can whip it onto. Start off with a forest. Looks like we might be, is it a mirror? Someone in mono green? It's a Dart Frog. It's a scary Dart Frog. Here at least I can play the Colossodactyl out on 4. If I get a sort of 1-drop, might cast it, but actually I'll have to, won't I? Oh no, they're playing Golgari, they're making me discard a card. Oh no, they mill 2 cards. That's Gathering Surveyor and I'll fight his Final Strike. Here I'll play my own Poison Dart Frog, which does help a little bit. Not at this stage, would have been a really nice one too. they're just going to be milling some more cards, which I think is actually quite scary, because if they're constantly wanting to be milling, it means they've definitely got something to do for it. Echo of Dusk certainly helps. I am just going to take that 2 damage. And they're going to Forest Cycle to gain a little bit of life. And again, I wasn't successful with that anyway. Here I can play a Plains. And I'm going to play the Colossadactyl. And pass the turn. I'm taking off their Death Touches, which, and I, attacking into Death Touches is always quite scary. Got to walk with the Ancestors, and the Atali's Favour though, so I can maybe do a little bit of workings with it. Draw 2 cards and return creatures. Oh, I've got a couple of nice enough creatures to return here. I want to attack with the Echo of the Dusk, because if I can kill it, then I would be quite happy. Especially if they're returning some cards from the bin this turn. But they'll be bringing back, yeah, all of their big boys. And no attacks. That is hardly too surprising, I would think, with all these Death Touches on board. The Forest... I mean, the Colossadactyl's already got Trample, so what I'll do is I will be quite happy to give it Menace, because then I have the Family Reunion up as well. Getting rid of a couple of their blockers will be quite nice. Means that it's not just going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Either they take 4, or they do throw a couple of different bodies in the way. Oh, it's taking 4. That's not too shabby. In the next turn they can run out a Neutral Bristleback with a land drop, which they have. I imagine that's going to be their play. No, they'll start attacking with the Echo of Dusk. Pass. I'm going to go Dinometron. I'm going to give my creatures +1/+1. And hopefully that's not a bad way of playing around that. Still going to be rolling out the Nurturing Bristleback, which is pretty scary. No, they're not. They're keeping things in hand. They might hit a Necropolis. They can give the Poisoned Dart Frog Death Touch. I'm not sure what they're up to if we're being honest. No, they are just going to run out the Bristleback. Wonderful. Plains. Atali's Favour onto the Dinometron. Cast the Buried Treasure, that's actually kind of nice. Because we can go attack with the Dinometron. If they block with things, I will walk with the Ancestors it back, I think, and discover 4 again. Or I could just bring the Atali's Favour back, because it is a permanent. I will be more than happy to play the Bristleback as opposed to the other, and here we'll walk with Ancestors back the Atali's Favour just to get more value from the Discover. Here, yeah, I'll go Calvin Stone Tree, over get another Mountain, and perfect. And then I've got a 4/5 up as a blocker. And an Atali's Favour I can throw on it, plus I can always discover 5 with the Buried Treasure if there's nothing else really to be doing. And if I draw a Gishath, I will have hopefully the Poisoned Dart Frog still alive to be able to cast that. I think one hit with that, even if it does die to Death Touch, is not a bad way to go. Yep. Veteran, that's fine. Target, play exiles a card from their hand. I'll exile the Brontodon. They've not really got many artifacts going on here. Happily take damage from the marionettes at this point. Oh, quicksand whirlpool. Alright. Well, Atali's Favour the Colossadactyl. Oh, amazing. And that's going to deal damage to the Malamet Veteran. And I've got a 6/6 that can attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I'm just going to buried treasure as well. Get a nice Scry 1 Explorer on the Colossodactyl. Gishath on top. That's beautiful. Going to keep Gishath on top. And swing in, because I've only got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Happy to take 7. But a 7/7 Trampler, if they want to take less damage, you know, take 6 and it dies, the Marionette's fine, but I've got the Gishath on top. They're just going to trade, yeah, 6. I am happy enough with that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, they block 6 damage if they don't attack. But if they do either use the Poison Dart Frog or attack with anything, the Gishath does get in for a little bit more damage. Gone Akawali, the Seething Tower, which would be quite nice. It's a bit of a scarier prospect, so it means that I might actually hold tight on casting the Gishath and hold the... Oh, okay, you're attacking with everything else. I'm just going to pass the turn. Yeah, no attacks, and pass. If they attack with the Akawali, I'm just going to exile it, which is the main threat. If they attack in with absolutely everything, I feel like the Gishath next turn is going to be a pretty nice way of going about things. I don't think that there's any hexproof in this set in green. I could be mistaken, but it feels like that's the white way of doing things in this set. Here, I've got a Rampaging Spiketail. That's also quite disruptive, actually. So it's fine, gives it indestructible. I'm not worried about that. So first, I'm going to Quicksand Whirlpool the Akawali. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't block without the knowledge of whether or not I am going to be able to draw a land. I don't draw a land, but that's actually kind of nasty. I've got Gishath. Roll out the Gishath now and attack with it. Blocks, and I can block this, and I'll take 3 next turn. Oh, they're letting me dig 7 deep? Oh my god, you're kidding me. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to block the Rampaging Skull, and I die because I whiffed with Gishath. That is, that's a real feels bad. That's, not how we like things to go at all. And so that leaves us at 1 and 3 for this draft. Again, a little bit unfortunate. It's what happens when you really do try and aim for the stars. Sometimes you land not on the clouds, but instead on your ass. That is it for another draft video from me, Transphemerate, and especially after a bit of a rougher one like this, we'll make sure to catch you on the rebound. Take care. Bye.